friends of the French Foreign Legion, I am greeting you. So as you can see, I have a painting in my hand. I did it by myself a long time ago, and it shows the Flamme Légion, the dragon of the second rep, deuxième régiment étranger parachutiste, and of course Indochina, Vietnam. I will make a close-up. Hope you can see it. And at the same time, I did a t-shirt with the same drawing, with the same muster on my t-shirt. So you can see here the Dragon, Vietnam, and the Flamme Légion. But I'm not here to tell you this today. Today I will talk to you about the Mission Profonde. What is a Mission Profonde? Mission Profonde is a mission, a special mission who goes into the deep forest. The Mission Profonde, our Mission Profonde, the duration of the mission was about 30 days. 30 days. Unbelievable. And from the first day to the last, it was raining all the time. All the time. So, the Mission Profonde has two aims. The first aim is strategy. We have to show the illegal gold diggers, garimberos, that we are here, that we have eye on their actions. So this is a strategy thing, and the other thing is a tactical, technical, and practical thing. How can we deal to stay out in the forest 30 days, carrying on our back sometimes 50 kilograms and more material? What about survival? What about illness? What about snake bites? All this stuff. So the Mission Profonde, we had about 3 parts to do. The first part was like a mission fluvial. We're going from St. George de l'Oyapock down to Camopi and up to the Innipi River. The second part is marching through the forest. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, it's about 50 kilometers with more than 50 kilograms on our back. And the third part is we take the dugout canoe from the one river, guiding us to the Maroni River, who makes frontier with Suriname, and moving north again and finish. So the preparation has been done in Quartier Forget. Quartier Forget is the camp of the 3rd REI. So we had a lot of material to prepare, 2 or 3 tons. And took with us chainsaws and the fuel for them. We took with us explosive stuffs, lot of explosive, about 120, 150 kilogram, is for blowing up the forests, some in a certain places, to make a landing zone for the helicopter. So we need an area 50 meters, a carré, and lot of food, lot of health thing, the fuel, benzene, gasoline, oil for the motors of the pirogue, dugout canoes, and changing clothes, changing boots, BDU battle dress uniforms, and all this stuff, and a lot of ropes, dig ropes, diameter 3.5 centimeters, longer 25 meters and 50 meters, and so on and so on. So the preparation took us about 1 week, and when we have been finished, we took the Transal C-160 airplane from Rochambeau, Cayenne Rochambeau, and we landed directly in St. George de l'Oyapock. St. George de l'Oyapock is a small village close to the Oyapock River, and on the other side we have Brazil. Brazil, a very nice country. I love this. So we stayed 1 night in Camp Bernet. Camp Bernet is the French Foreign Legion's camp. And why did we wait? We're waiting for our piroguiers. Piroguiers are the local guys. We called them. They are really in Bush Negro nationality, and we had 4 groups. 1 platoon, 4 groups, and each group had 1 dugout canoe. And the man who led the dugout canoe has been the piroguier. The chef of the piroguier was Albert. Albert, he was a very tough, I loved him, a very tough gentleman. So we have to wait for them, because per pirogue, per dugout canoe, you have 2 piroguiers. One in front with a stick, with a paddle in his hand. He was guiding, he was looking the danger of the river, and the other one sitting behind, driving the motor, you know. And so they came to join us next day in the morning. In the same evening, we joined Camp Bernet. We went out to a restaurant in St. George de l'Oyapock, and what we ate was great. It was tapir. You ever had tapir in your life? Very, very. I like it. I like it. I like the taste. It tastes like jungle, like adventure, you know. And so next day, all the material into the dugout canoe, and off we go, heading south to a very, very big adventure. The first challenge was, let me tell you, the Devil's Gutter, Teufelsrinne. And this is a small passage on the Oyapock River. It's very, very rapid, you know, very, very rapid. And the landscape is so close, so near to you, so you can touch the forest to the left and to the right with your arms stretched, you know. But it was very dangerous, very deep. So the piroguier had to be very, very careful. And the first halt we made was about after 3 days, and we stayed close to Maripaso. Maripaso is the first rapid, the first big rapid. And when we came to Maripa or Maripaso, we heard the rapid from far. It was like a bulldozer. It was a noise, was growing each second. And then you could see from far the rapids. And they have been like a mountain. And I could not believe how we should go over the rapids with our pirogues. Okay? But we didn't. Because just before arriving to these rapids, we stopped, we made a halt, and all the material, we have to disembark all the material, and then the dugout canoe passed the rapids without us. Because it was too dangerous. It was much too dangerous. And so we had to transport our material 2 kilometers through the jungle to join the dugout canoes. But we are not carry them, the material. We had to use wagons. So we find ourselves to push wagons on rails through the forest, through the jungle. It was a very tough work. And maybe 2 kilometers crossing the jungle, we joined our pirogues, and off we go again. And the next halt was Camopi Island, and that's where the Indian Oyampis are living. Nobody has the right to stay in Camopi, to visit Camopi, but French Foreign Legion and Gendarmerie. So when we came to Camopi, we stayed there for one night, made a bivouac, and the next day I was just to shave myself. I heard in my back a noise. So let me tell you that this scene, I lived there, it was something like a big power was touching with a finger my soul, and it just stays here in my heart until today. So I heard noise in my back, and I turned around, and they were sitting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Indians, children. They were just like God created them. They were naked, and they were just sitting there and staring at me with their big eyes. They had big dark eyes and long dark hair, and they were sitting there and observing me. And in the eyes of the children, I saw so much hope and God willness and confidence. I was really touched. I almost were crying. I don't know why. And so I couldn't stand it anymore. And I went to my rucksack, opened it, and I found for each of the children something, a present. A knife, razor, something to eat, a small mirror, a small rope, like ficelle. And I was happy. I was happy to make presents to the children because I saw the joy in their eyes. And they did not say a word. They took the presents, turned around, and left the scene. And I continue to raise myself when I heard, maybe 2 minutes later, again a noise in my back. So I turned around, and the children came back, and everybody of the children has something in his hand. The first one gave me some bananas. Second one, a mango. The third one, a fruit I didn't know the name. And the next one, something, a chain made of wood. And everybody gave me something to say, hey, thank you. You know, and I believe that scenes like this, you can only live with the French Foreign Legion. I say, thanks God that I could live this moment with the French Foreign Legion. And I also said, thank you, Légion étrangère. For me, it was one of the greatest moments in my life. I don't know if you can follow me there. A couple of days before, maybe 2 weeks before, I had a reading. In Germany, I had a reading because I'm author, I'm writing books. I had a reading. And I told them the story that we carried about 50 kilos and more through the jungle. And there was a guy, he was the leader of the Reservistenkameradschaft. This is kind of veterans union, yeah. I hold the reading for them. And he asked me, how could you do this? This is physically unbelievable. And I was looking at him and I said, I don't know. You know, every rucksack of each legionnaire had already about 35 to 30, up to 37 kilos. And in the rucksack we had kind of hammock, you know, Brazilian hammock. We had clothes for change, second pair of boots, second BDU, battle dress uniform. We had 17 MREs, you know, rations to eat. We had machetes, we had knives, we had ropes and all this stuff, you know, something to make toilet, to shave, and all this stuff. Candles, a lot of candles. Candles are very important in the forest. And then, a part of this, okay, we had, as I told you, chainsaw, full for them, ropes, explosive stuff. All these things had to be carried on our back. So when we left Camopi on a rainy day, in the early morning, we took our dugout canoe and we headed with them, crossing the Inipi River, direction west. And the next adventure could begin. But this is another story. Amitié Légionnaire. Yours, Thomas Gast. Bye bye. Allons, Giron, baisse ton pantalon. Mein Regiment, mein Heimatland. Mein Mutter hab ich nie gekannt. Mein Vater starb schon früh im Feldjagdfeld, ich bin allein auf dieser Welt.